Good morning, everybody. Revolver Guy here. Just going to do a quick little video, give a little garden update and talk about some things. The greenhouse is pretty much empty. I've got a couple marigolds growing in there now and some weeds, but that's about it. Everything's outside now in this beautiful weather. It's about 72 degrees here at 11:30 in the morning in North Carolina. Absolutely beautiful. These here are my onions. They're doing really, really well. Just want to show you, if you grow onions, and these are bulbing onions, they're not green onions. So if you want your bulbs to get big, you've got to come through. This is what my goal is today. I'm going to be doing some pruning. You come through on these onions, such as this one here. As you can see, it's bent over right here. Just clip that off with a pair of scissors. Just like this one here. If you can see it, this one here is bent over. So I'm going to come in, clip it off like that. Now I'm going to go all through my onions and do that. It takes a little time, but it'll make the onions, the actual bulb, grow a lot bigger when you do that. I learned that little tip from Haas Tools. He has a YouTube channel, and they grow a lot of stuff, and they're really very informative. This here is my spinach, which I've allowed to grow up now. I got quite a bit of spinach off of it when it was small. I've let it grow up. I want it to grow into seed. This is heirloom, so I'm going to save some of the seed. I may even try to grow some again this fall. But spinach is pretty much a cool weather plant. And once it gets big, of course, it's not really worth eating much. My pepper plants over here, they're doing pretty well. Should be just 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll be producing some peppers. Of course, my potatoes out there, they're blooming. They're doing great. Corn's doing really good. Got to get some weeding done in that. All this rain we've had just been unbelievable. It's really good for the garden, but it's also really good for the weeds. So, of course, over here we have some peppers. I've got tomato plants planted down this first fence line. I've got to get in there and start tying them up. They're already starting to fall over, so I'll be doing that today. Always work to be done in a garden. And down there towards the bottom, those are squash plants, and I've got some cucumbers planted over here on this other fence, along with some watermelons I'm going to allow to vine out onto the grass. That's pretty much my garden this year. A couple of things I want to talk about is, first of all, what are the best things to grow as far as from a prepping standpoint? And that'll be things that obviously produce a lot and store easily. Potatoes are probably number one. This is kind of hard to see now because they've grown up so big, which is what they're supposed to do. But this is 5 50-foot rows of potatoes, about 250 foot. I planted, I believe, about 60 or 65 pounds of seed potatoes. And this will be enough for my family for a year, and enough left over to store to plant next year. So as you can see, this is one of the best things you can do, especially if you have a way to store it. It's one of the best things you can do in terms of prepping. Potatoes are high calorie, and they really help to fill you up. That's what you're going to need if food gets scarce. Corn's another good one if you have a way to can it or freeze it. Of course, freezing it can cause some problems if the power grid goes down. But if you have a solar freezer, or you can just can it, whichever way you prefer to do it. I usually do both. And this is all, I think there's 8 rows of corn here, and this is all heirloom also. So I will save plenty of seed to be able to plant next year, probably enough for 2 years, just in case something was going to happen. Corn's another high calorie, high energy food that's really good for you as far as calories and surviving if something was to happen. So anyway, I just wanted to show you a little bit of this, kind of give you some tips on what I'm doing and why I plant what I plant. I thank you for watching. Leave me a comment, like and subscribe. I'll try to do another video here a little later today. A couple things I've been thinking of. And remember, all gun laws are unconstitutional.